Hello everyone, Bhargav here. In this video, we are going to have a peek into a very interesting branch of physics, which is electromagnetism. Don't worry about the word, it's look complicated, but it is not. It is a very interesting topic. So let's start with some basics. So when I say about electromagnetism, what do I mean? To keep it simple, I want to talk about electricity, which is all around us. I want to know how it is produced and what are its properties. Let's see some examples which you might have encountered in your life. For example, a comb. When rubbed against your hair and brought near some pieces of paper, the pieces of paper attract to the comb. Right? Let's have another example. Lightning. Lightning happening in the clouds is also an example of electromagnetism. These examples are somehow all related to electromagnetism. Let's see how. To start this concept, we have to go deep into matter. Everything around us is made up of matter. If I ask a question to myself, what is matter made up of? When we see the matter, we see it has mass. Due to this mass, we experience gravity. But if we zoom into matter, we observe that it is further made up of smaller things. We call the smaller things as atoms. It was a great discovery to the humankind. But we humans are very curious. We got even inside the atom to find that it is further made out of small elements. We call them as subatomic particles. Inside the atom, we found that it has a nucleus which is very heavy and small. By heavy, I want to mean that the most of the mass is concentrated in the nucleus, and around it are even smaller particles revolving around the nucleus. We call it as electrons. We even got inside the nucleus and found out it is further made out of protons and neutrons. And protons and neutrons are further made up of smaller particles called quarks. But we will not discuss it now. It's a different topic which we will discuss in a later chapter. Okay? But electron is made up of nothing. That means we cannot break it further. Or I can say it is one of the fundamental particles of nature. Below it there is nothing. Let me repeat. It is one of the fundamental particles of nature. Below it, there is nothing. After finding this particle, the next question is what are its properties? It must have mass. Since the electrons are revolving around the nucleus like there must be a force like gravity in case of our Earth and Sun. It can't be gravity because it is too weak, and there must be a new force acting upon them. So there must be a new force, and it should be attractive in nature. And further, when we brought the two electrons closer to each other or two protons closer to each other, it repelled like magnets repel opposite poles. It is not at all like gravity, which is always attractive in nature. We call this attractive and repulsive force electrostatic force or simply electric force. The property by which the force acts, we call it as charge. Like gravity acts due to mass, electrostatic force acts due to charge. So if we define charge, it is a property of particle by which it experiences electrostatic force. Like mass, by which is experienced gravity. Okay? The next question is that what are the property of charges? Since every matter is made up of atoms and further into electrons, protons and neutrons, all matter have charges. Since the forces are both attractive and repulsive, there must be two types of charges, namely positive charge and negative charge. The charges of an electron is negative and the proton is positive. Neutrons have no effective charge as it neither interact with electron or proton, and we say it is electrically neutral. Also, opposite charges attract and like charges repel. The next thing is to measure it. We measure it by using the unit Coulomb, named after a scientist, Charles Coulomb. Since electrons are fundamental particles, the charge carried by it is the smallest independent charge found in nature. Let me repeat, it is the smallest independent charge found in nature. Also, the charge found in a proton is opposite in nature but same as an electron, and the charge of an electron is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. Okay, thank you all.